What is going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome to another summer series episode here of Tuffy Talk. I know that a couple weeks ago, and actually not even weeks ago, it's been a couple of months since we interviewed Coach Harold Trammell and cheerleading team. Well, now we get the other side of the game day experience here with the dance team. As we got the head coach for the dance team here, Coach Amanda Roediger, here with us. Thank you so much for joining us here, Coach.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure for sure. Again, hey, just like, we were talking a little bit here beforehand, how you haven't been on a NC State media channel like that before. And I'm like, y'all are kick butt. How have y'all not been focused on? I mean, seriously, I know my wife and, a lot of girls have a dance experience. And so, I feel like that, a lot of these girls out there that are State fans that, maybe don't dance anymore, that they still got to keep an eye on this dance team and see how dominant they are, on game days for sure. And I do got to ask, I got to go ahead and get this out of the way. This is kind of like just skipping there's no flow to this question whatsoever. Okay. But so talk to me about getting Mr. Wolf and Mrs. Wolf in the dance. Do y'all teach the mascot people the
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have a great relationship with Harold and his cheer staff. Kristen is over their mascot. She's great. And they come to our practices and they learn the material, and we send videos and we go to their practices. So yeah, that is definitely a collaborative effort all the way. And it is actually them, and they are actually learning. Wow. We obviously look at the routines first and pick out parts for them to learn beforehand. But yeah.
All right. Would you say that there's a goal of competing with the BYU mascot from a dance perspective? I know at BYU. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think they obviously are the ones, that made it popular, and they made, they've set a lot of trends in the dance team world, and that's awesome. And yeah, they've done a great job. But I think for us, it's just, another way to incorporate traditions, and we're, both sides of the spirit programs are really, big on game day, big on traditions, and we want to make sure that we can cross over into each other's environments when we can. Yeah. Again, for me, we don't typically prepare questions or necessarily anything like that, but that was one thing which I wrote down. I was like, I've always been curious, if that's the mascot doing it, or if that's a dance, student who goes into Mrs. Wolf.
No, it was important to us that it was the actual person.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I love that. All right, cool. Now kind of backing it back up here. So once again, just wanted to kind of get an opportunity, first of all, just to kind of get to know you, how you got to State. I know doing a little bit of background, I know that you actually graduated from Elon, which, my wife graduated from Elon. So we definitely a little bit of Elon in our hearts, and especially especially with the Yao family. I mean, all three of the Yao sisters, part of Elon.
They did. Debbie spoke at my graduation, my college graduation.
No way.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, obviously way before she was at State. Sure. And then I've been at State long enough and was privileged enough to see Coach K coach the last 2 years of her coaching career. So that was really special too. But yeah, definitely the tie to Elon is very cool.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually where you got your dance head coaching start, is at Elon too. Am I correct at that?
Yes. I coached high school, middle school dance team for a few years, and I danced at Elon, and just was able to get the coaching job there after school or after I graduated, and was there for a couple of years before we headed out to Charlotte. And it was a great experience, obviously, because I cared so much about the program at that point, and I still do. I'll give a little shout out. They are they won a national championship last year. So in hip hop, so I'm very proud alum as well. But yeah, so coaching there was great. But it's, that's everywhere I've gone. It's the lessons that you learn kind of help with the next job. And I got here, and I kind of have never left. So.
Yeah. Well, you
I've been here a long time.
Well, so. You say a long time, but it's 15 years, correct? 15
I just finished 15. Yeah, I'm going into 16. Yep.
That's amazing. How much longer we got for you?
Until they force me out. I don't know if I just say it like that. I don't know. I mean, in my head, it's forever. And I know, with kids and a family, you know, growing up. I don't know if it is, and I don't know if it's not, but it certainly makes me happy and makes me fulfilled, and I intend on doing that until it doesn't anymore. So, and I don't know when that will ever be.
So do you have? So how many kids do you have? If you don't mind me asking.
I have two. I have a 10-year-old boy and a almost 7-year-old girl. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So we've got hands full, and you know, this isn't my only job. I wish it were, but we, you know, we're always going. We're always moving.
Yeah, and I saw, and again, I definitely did my research on this, but I saw you're a special ed teacher, right, in Wake County Public. Can I ask what school you're at?
So I am actually at a charter school now in Southeast Raleigh. I was in Wake County for 10 years, and I just needed a little bit of a change. So I went to a charter school. I'm at Rise up in Southeast Raleigh, and we're serving that community. It's a Title I school, and it's and we're doing good work, I think. And yes, I'm a special education teacher, and it's been a long time doing that too.
Well, thank you for doing that. Definitely, again, it takes a special person for sure to work in that field. So my hats is off to you. And then now on the other side, my hats off to you, because I got to ask you, how do you split that time? I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's maybe some slower periods. Again, we'll kind of get into kind of the whole schedule thing, but like, is there ever really a slow period in the dance world?
No, this is it right now. Okay. I'm in it right now. I actually did just come from practice, but we are just doing once a week with them in the summer. So it's nothing crazy, but June and July are my slow months. And then, it's not slow any other time. But it's all we know. Like, it's all I know. It's all the kids know. It's all, you know, my husband has been great with it. So, I mean, I think that's kind of what it's so built in, it's routine at this point. So, but yes, there are, you know, my parents retired down here, and they have a huge hand in me being able to continue coaching, and obviously, like I said, my husband. So everybody pitches in. I have some great sitters. Shout out to all my babysitters. They're awesome. If you're like, oh, you must have so many babysitters because you have all those girls, and I'm like, no, because I need babysitters for when I'm with them.
You're with them. Yeah.
I have a bunch of wonderful girls, of course. So that I would let watch my kids anytime. They just don't have time either. So.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and it kind of tell me too, like, you know, I definitely want to kind of learn more about, again, the dance team, the schedule, things like that. So first, kind of tell me, so what is the size? Because I've seen, you know, that because when I look at the website, the dance team, it says is a part of the marching band. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay. And so is it kind of split up into different teams, different levels? Like, what's kind of the structure, and how big is the dance team overall?
So that's like kind of twofold. So yes, we are part of the marching band. We participate in marching band class. And then in the winter, it's also considered a class. As the pep band is. So we are under the music department, but we are supported through athletics. So it's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say gray area, because it's very structured in how it's set up, but that's kind of where reporting is. So we don't fall under NCAA guidelines in any type of way. So that does not dictate our practice schedule. It doesn't provide us with some of the things that it provides other student athletes with. So there are some differences where, you know, but again, on the other side, we're part of an organization with the marching band that supports athletics. And so we're kind of under them as well. We report to marketing and all of those people. So we have wonderful people kind of all spread through the university. But team-wise, I can carry up to 35, kind of just set by myself, not by anyone. That's how many uniforms we have. That's kind of a good manageable size team for the space that we have on the field. Football, so everybody goes on the field. For football, it's kind of one big group, and then they're split for basketball, because we do cover men's and women's games. So it is smaller groups. So that's why we take such a big group, so that we can split. And then when we compete at the very end of the year, it's just kind of a mix of everybody, just depending on the divisions that we're in.
Okay. And so how does it work when you guys do split for basketball teams? Like, is there kind of a senior priority in terms of who gets more games, or?
So yes, well, I wouldn't even call it a priority. We just split a red and a white team, and usually our white team kids are freshmen and sophomores, and our red team kids are juniors and seniors. And then if there are any kind of spaces, we'll fill them as needed. But white team covers women's, red team generally covers men's, but we have winter commitments, which we let them do kind of on a sign-up basis. And we also have kind of big weekend choreography commitments that if there are certain dancers that we need, we'll send the other dancers to cover a basketball game. So it really is it's one team oriented all the time, no matter what. The split is really because of the load of games that we carry.
Okay.
And it's just not possible for everybody. Nobody would want to. So everybody kind of appreciates that structure.
Before we continue, we want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout Eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and again, I mean, just between the cheerleading staff and the marching band staff, which we haven't gotten anybody from the marching band yet.
I'm sure Dr. Garcia would love to come on and talk to you guys, or Dr. Whitfield. They would have a blast with you all.
Well, and it's funny, Chris Branham, who, so he was actually my mother's drum major in high school.
Oh yeah, I worked with Chris for a long time. He's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of tell me a little bit in terms of the coaching staff. I know that you being the head coach, it looked like on the dance team website there's an assistant coach, and then there's like a grad assistant.
Right. So I have my assistant coach is Lindsay. This will be her 3rd season with me, and she's from Iowa State, which has another great dance team program. And she had worked with us before, and I had had another assistant coach with me who's a dear friend of mine. She and I were together for 8 years, so that was a transition that we made during COVID. And so Lindsay's been working with us, and then we were fortunate enough, we really need 3 people to kind of make all things work at all times, especially because now, I'm busy and we're, we kind of had that 3rd spot, and it's been used sort of as this past couple of years. It's been a grad assistant spot for a woman we had, Emma, and she was from the University of South Carolina, who also has a fabulous dance team program. And she was teaching, getting her graduate degree at NC State, and was able to kind of come on full go with us. So we've been really lucky, and we're kind of in the process of finding that 3rd person again. We knew we would only have her for 2 years, so she's gone and we're going to miss her. But we're this summer we're kind of in the process of finding that 3rd person again, and it's been fun. It's been cool to meet new people.
Yeah, for sure. So now kind of transitioning over to more of the life and style of NC State dance member. So it's funny, I was looking at the registration for tryouts, and the first thing I got to ask is, when you make the team for the first time, well, so first of all, like, tell me, do you try out as a freshman? Can you try out anytime? Like, even if you're a senior and you want to try out on the dance team,
you can. I mean, you can try out anytime. The likelihood that we're going to take a senior is probably not very likely.
Sure.
Because of, the talent gets better every single year. So the kids who are on the team have to try out every year. And so they're pushing themselves. So if you haven't danced if you take a gap year or years, it's probably not going to work out in your favor, but we always encourage people to try. And that's why we have prep clinics throughout the year, so people can come and kind of see like really what the level is, because, we're an interesting thing. I think, people see what they see at football and think, oh, I can do that. I used to dance, and not really understand what we're actually working with here talent wise. I mean, what these kids can do behind closed doors is pretty amazing.
Oh, no kidding.
So this isn't most of these, it wasn't an I used to dance. It was I used to spend my life dancing and training for this opportunity. And that's where we are that's where we are right now.
Yeah. Well, like I was looking at this registration sheet here, and it says that the skills requested is including, but not limited to, triple/quad pirouettes, 2 elite sequences, combination of leaps to side leaps, calypsos, firebirds, barrel fans, turning loop leaps, butterflies, isolation leg spins, front and side squeezes, and the list goes on. I'm going, holy smokes, that is a lot. That's definitely in terms of resume wise, that's definitely a lot to ask here for sure. So I got to kind of ask you with that, because it definitely seems like, again, I mean, the bar is set high, and rightfully so with this dance program. Has it ever gotten to the point where, like not necessarily recruiting, but you see somebody out and you're like, hey, you should come, check out the state dance team? Okay.
I mean, that's how we have to keep up with the Joneses. I mean, there are some amazing programs that are able to give scholarships and recruit and do all these wonderful things. And we have kind of pushed our envelope as far as we can at this point. And again, that's what we do at these prep clinics. We see kids we like. We have, we follow them, we talk to them, we encourage them to come out. They also have dance team combines where these kids can come and show their skills, and coaches can look at them and they can learn more about other programs. And that's a great way to recruit as well. And then, just your local studios. I mean, we go out and do clinics at local studios all the time. So, we love familiar faces. We love to see kids coming through our programs and through our clinics year after year and just kind of continuously getting better. And we look for that at tryouts. We look for who we've seen and who we've seen improve. Great. When they come to us. So yeah, I mean, it is, in our tryout process, we do a video audition round first so that we can kind of see what we're working with. And we don't bring anybody to an in-person that we don't feel like has potential to make the team, right? We're not here to waste anybody's time, money, or anything like that. So that's really nice too. It's to be able to just kind of more of a screening process and see kind of how kids see themselves when selecting performance pieces to send to a college team. So.
Okay. Yeah. And so tell me, so just to confirm, so there isn't any scholarship that is given if you're a dance member?
No.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing for sure. Hats off to them. And then the last thing I want to ask about here about the training. So I did see as well in the application that there is a question of, are you a Meredith student? So do you guys have students from Meredith as well?
Yes. So just like, which is great because as a part of the marching band student orgs, we have that, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like sister schools. So Wake Tech, Meredith, I think there's another one, but I'm not sure, but they are able to enroll in classes at state and take classes at state as well. So they're able to enroll in marching band. So as long as they're able to enroll in state, we're able to take them. So I do actually have, and a lot of them will come as Meredith students in transfer. A lot will come as what they call Spring Connect. It's kind of they do it every once in a while when they have a ton of kids enroll, and they'll admit them for the spring. But in the fall, they'll have to take classes either at Meredith, Wake Tech, or somewhere else. So we do have those every once in a while too that transfer in after a second semester or after first semester.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. And so because that's just a unique thing for marching band dance team where a Meredith student can be involved. Am I correct with that?
Twirlers. My guess would be like they should be able to register for any type of class at state that they might need because it's a relationship that the universities have. So I'm assuming it can happen in other ways, but in regard to athletics, no, I don't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, with that being said, we'll take a pause right there as again, I think it's a good starting point as we kind of start to transition the conversation over into kind of the daily life of a dance team member and kind of the future goals and even talking about some of the past awards, which I definitely am excited about talking about here. But But Coach, kind of tell me, for all the, all of our followers out there, what's the best way to, support the team? What, keep up with the team, follow the team? What would you say to all these followers here that in terms of keeping up with the team?
I think following wise, social media is kind of where we put everything out, especially Instagram. If you're looking for information for your daughters or sons for clinics and camps and that kind of stuff, Instagram is where we put most of our stuff. We are redoing our website, thank goodness, so it will be up to date and kind of a little more interactive. So I'm happy about that, and that's something that our kids are working on. But support wise, I think sending your kids to our events, sending your kids to our clinics, and I think just appreciating what we do and maybe that people don't know. So maybe part 2 will give them a little insight.
Amen to that. Yeah, because I know I learned a lot interviewing with the cheerleading team the first time around, and I'm sure it's going to be a little bit more of that here in part 2 as well. Well, thank you all so much again for joining again. Make sure, again, go give all the NC State dance team a follow and definitely support them as they continue to kick butt there on the football field, on the basketball court this year. And for us, make sure, again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this conversation, hit that like button and give us a follow. Tuffy Talk Now on Twitter and Instagram. With that being said, we'll see y'all for part 2, and go Pack, y'all.